Okay, next entry up in the HAMMERFALL Grifball Court Contest is First Church of Grifball by KickinAss Emos. And I noticed that the name of the file is actually called Redo Church Completely. So I'm assuming that that either you're working on it again or you're going to change the title. I don't know. Whatever it is, just make sure you change the name to the proper name. All right, let's have a look. Okay, initials. Looks like we have initials in the box. The initials are wrong. Okay, first of all, the player will have control immediately. So here, let's just do an object to select all of. So that leaves with 8. Now you see this is the that little yellow ring inside the character there. That is the transition ratio, and that should be set to 100 or just below 100. So we can bring it down a little bit, but that's where the game gives control of the character model to the player, and you want to make sure it's always outside of the outside of this one-way barrier. You don't want players to have control inside here. Okay, so that just means that it gives them control. They can ground pound the minute they get out of there. I would also recommend, yeah, you see how these face out, and yeah, I think in the case of this, I haven't seen it set up quite like this before, but I think I would turn these slightly. And just turn this rotation snap down to 1 degree, and just turn them in. That's about 10 degrees in. See, so they kind of head towards the middle of the court. Okay, it doesn't have to be 10 degrees. Maybe 5 or 6 degrees. So yeah, so turn that 5 or 6 degrees inwards. Okay. Ceiling looks good from what I can see. I hear fire. As long as you don't feel fire, that's important because you know what? Let me have a quick look around here. I just realized I'm going to forge mode. I haven't actually looked at the court yet. Couple of zero emissives up there, which look nice in this case. They're bright but not too bright. Yeah, okay, so as long as the players can't get killed if they get launched up here, so that's good. The rest of the ceiling's good. No perches, no. Oh, I see. That's the alignment blocker right there. So same deal over here. What I would do is, I'm sure they're fine, but for other people that are going to use these sort of things on your maps, what you can do to test them is to just put a yeah, it looks like it's far enough away. Just to make sure that the effects of the fire itself can't hurt the player, because there's no shields in Grifball. If the flare were to just touch me, or the fire were to just touch me, it would kill me instantly without shields. So that looks fine. You're good to go there. Coming back down, pretty good. Good containment. Got these sills under here. Yeah, pretty good to here. You've totally encased your wall. You've been paying attention. You totally encased your wall hop. Here's one little change you can make. It's so simple, but these wall hops, just turn on your magnet and just bring them out so that they're like, or are they, so that it's like so. Okay. So do that with all 4 of them. So that's a pretty simple thing to do. Make sure you're attaching it to the right magnet. And that will clamber just fine. No dead zones. Okay. Test your clamber again once you've moved these walls. Make sure that you can clamber in game along the full length of the wall. I'm sure you can. Oh, that was me. I don't think I... Oh, I see. Your walls are a little bit higher than I'm used to. That's fine. It does look like there's possibly a dead zone. I don't see how, but... yeah, I don't see how. That must just be because your walls are a bit high. Having the wall slightly high is okay. That looks like it's close to Grifball League standard, which are a higher wall. Which is completely okay for matchmaking because with the new game type, there is a dead zone. Or maybe it's just because I'm leaning against the wall. No, because I can clamber there. Yeah, there does appear to be a dead zone. I don't see how, though. Maybe just pull your wall out a bit, and then do the same thing with these. Make them... it could be all it is. It could be just that one part of the wall is slightly narrower than the others. It's probably what it is. Or the wall is just at that height where it's just barely high enough to clamber off on in forge mode. I'm sure it's fine, but definitely test in game. And I'm on the left side of the red end. So after you fix that, make sure you go in the game and just clamber along every bit of that just to make sure that works. Okay. Standard spawns. I was going to say you didn't have the emergency spawn, but there it is. I just couldn't see it. It's just hard to see. When you place these prefabs and you think you're done with the court, it's okay to ungroup them. Okay, you shouldn't leave the large groups like that, but it's okay to group them. Another thing you can do, I don't tell everyone this, but once you place your spawns, you can also, and once you've ungrouped it, you go to Object Properties, select All Of, and then you just set the physics to normal. See, they pop up a little bit. That just means they're slightly embedded in the floor. So everyone should do this, not just KickinAss Emos, who built this map. And then you grab them again, select All Of, and then you set them to phase physics so that they lock into those positions. Because if you leave your spawns on normal physics, they will actually get knocked around in game. Okay, pretty sure they do. So that's it with the spawns. Oh yes, and once you do that, you have to get the initial spawns and magnetize them so that they are the same. Huh, that's weird. Good enough. There we go. So yeah, so what that does is it relaxes the spawns. It makes them sit on the floor rather than hovering above or slightly embedded in the floor. So it's something you should do as one of the final steps of preparing your map once it's done. Ungroup the spawn prefab, select all of the spawns, set to normal physics, let them go, grab them again. That's important because physics don't change sometimes on spawns when you're holding them. So let go of them, grab them again, or don't have to grab them, just select all of, and then change them back to phased where they started. And that makes sure that your spawns are all sitting nicely on the floor. Oh, cool. He's got a wall hop with a wall hop on it. And nothing wrong with that. That's been done before in Grifball. Catastrophe's Grifball court that made it into matchmaking had the same thing, but his were diamond shaped, not round, not arches. I think that's it with this. Good job on that. Smooth. The floor looks good. Oh, I see you've made the floor similar to your Scorched Guardians map where everything's turned on a 90-degree angle or 45-degree angle. That's okay as long as it works. Floor is not grouped, so that's good. Floor is nice and perfectly smooth. Yeah, okay, so make those changes. Let me know. You can just send me a Xbox Live message since we have a chat stream going. So just to recap, set the spawns onto the floor. Turn your initials in slightly towards the middle. They don't have to be 10 degrees, but slightly towards the middle. Help orient players as they come in. And touch up your wall hop. Or just, yeah, that's right. Split these parts of your wall hop and then test them in game. So I think that's it. Good job, KickinAss Emos, and yeah, so get those fixes in. Message